Invincible Mumu. By Han-Jung-Wheelia. Chapter 167. Great Guardian. Part 1. Musa had absolute loyalty as a vessel. He looked up at the sky in front of the grave of his father and took an oath. He said he would take revenge on their enemies with his own hands. However, something completely unexpected happened. I didn't leave yet. Seeing Mumu looking at him with his eyebrows raised, Musa was a bit shocked. What was the reason for killing all of the vessels and staying back here so long? Mumu sighed and said to him, I saw a faint movement, but it disappeared on its own, so I wondered who could be hiding? You. It has been a while. Should I call you the teacher of Muo? Mumu remembered. From Muo, who was the head, he heard about the other vessels and the sons willingly helping the man. How did you know? Because Muo told me. Muo? Yes. Although he died from having his body possessed. Musa bit his lip as Mumu pointed to the dead ones. He who had hoped to be the vessel wasn't able to, but Muo, who had other thoughts, did. He felt envy at this. Seeing that, Mumu clicked his tongue. You envy everything. You don't know the glory of being his vessel. I don't understand why you say that being treated like an object without even being recognized as his blood is a good thing. I didn't even ask for understanding. Right. You didn't. Crack. Blood flowed from Musa, who was biting his lips. Of course the wound was regenerating back. Musa's mind was a mess to the point where he felt foolish for not checking the place before shouting for revenge. To play with me. It wasn't for that nonsense. What? It is a bit of both. With that, Mumu pointed somewhere behind him. It was a dark place, but when one looked close, it was like a mountain. And that made Musa's eyes shake. You. Because my father said one has to be meticulous in everything we do. What was piled up like a mountain at the end was nothing other than the legacy of the man. And there were so many secret techniques other than the soul-shifting one. With these kinds of martial arts books, it would be possible to rebuild the hegemony someday and carry on his work. You cannot. I was going to blow this place up because it was annoying, but I decided to search through it just in case I left something. That was the reason why Mumu was still here. It was to deal with everything related to his father. If they are gone, then no one will go after the concept of being like him. Musa knelt down at this. Thud. And he pleaded to Mumu. Please. Leave that alone. You want me to leave it? Yes. Please have mercy on it. If that disappears, all traces of him will be gone. That is what I want to do. At those words of Mumu, Musa shouted in anger. Didn't you also inherit his blood? You are qualified to be his body, so why are you doing this? Mumu stroked his chin and sighed as he said, what father said is right, words will not work on people with convictions. What? If people like you are left alone, then people like that man you call father will appear and do the same thing over and over again. What are you? Still, we are half-brothers and we have the conversation to think about saving that, but then now I realize I don't need to. Shoo. Mumu rolled his fingers ahead. Bewildered, Musa clenched his teeth as he tried to move. Flick. Quack. The moment the fingers of Mumu snapped, Musa's head was crushed and vanished into tiny bits and pieces. Swish. With his head blown off, the blood from his neck began to spurt out, and his body stumbled down to the ground. Mumu shook his head while watching it all and approached the pile of things. And with a strong force of flicking fingers snap. Weak. He started a fire and burned them. The embers grew slowly but then burned it all down in an instant. The crumbling ashes swirled all around, and the last remnants were carried out by the wind. The ashes disappeared so high that one could not even look at them. Early morning at Mount Bo. The place was full of canyons in the west of Yunnan province. The valleys of Mount Bo were more beautiful than many people thought they would be. However, there was a place with scary water currents which made it difficult to enter the canyons. A place difficult for ordinary people to reach. Phew. A gray-haired middle-aged man was approaching the stream with a smoking pipe. A long stream of smoke reached the bamboo fishing rod he was holding in his hand. Sish. Normally, if one saw a fisherman doing such a thing in such strong currents, one would laugh at them, but they wouldn't at this man. Tack. There was a subtle shake. Noticing the difference, the gray-haired man raised his fishing rod in one hand. And at that moment, he saw a good enough fish come up the rough current. And the man reached for it. Swish! The fish soon got sucked into the hand of the middle-aged man. It was a method of using void object movement. Just looking at this, people would realize he wasn't ordinary. Tack. After the middle-aged man removed the hook from the fish, he put it into a net in a pool of water next to him. There were around 4 more of them. Enough for us. The man mumbled softly and then got up. The man who stood up was surprisingly huge. He towered at almost 12 feet in height like a giant. Another odd thing was that the man was one-armed, with only a right arm. Tack. The man who grabbed the handle of the bucket with internal energy tried to return back to his cave, which wasn't far from here. It was then. Flinch. The man looked up with a surprised expression, and he could see something was falling down. Then. Quang. A being carrying someone landed to the side. This novel is available on Pori.com. Seeing that, the middle-aged man let go of the bucket and clenched his fist in hostility while the other man being carried puked. Yuck. The middle-aged man frowned at this. Who were these people? He was puzzled, but someone who seemed to be just 19 or so was puking. Damn it, take it slow, man. I thought I was slow enough. The middle-aged man couldn't hide his shock at their odd conversation. So they flew in? The man assumed they jumped from the canyon. At that time, the 19-year-old guy who was tall raised his head and said, "Huh. The giant, the rumors say. It seems you really are one." The middle-aged man quietly asked them, "Who are you?" To that question, the muscular and handsome-looking boy who stood casually next to the one throwing up said, "I am Mumu." Mumu? In an instant the eyes of the man fluttered. It was because of the words he had just heard, and Mumu told him, "Is Mr. Great Guardian Seo Yong-chu?" The identity of this 12-foot man, who looked like a giant, was Seo Yong-chu, the Great Guardian to their father. Why do you ask? Do you think there are other people with this figure hiding around here? But I need to be sure. There is a way. Great Guardian, do relax please. I am Amu, the one with a jade plaque. The boy who was throwing up was Kong Mui. And Seo Yong-chu had bright eyes. Young Lord. Mui? Right. I am Mu. Shu. At that moment, Seo Yong-chu stretched out his fist to them. It was a simple movement, but the force from it made it feel like it could destroy anything. Kong Mui looked at it like it was ridiculous. What is this? Show me proof. Proof? Are we those who can be fake? Even if you say that, the young lord next to you said he is Mumu. Mumu is the child who fell off the cliff at the hands of the southern blade of the emperor and died. What? At those words, Kong Mui was startled and turned to Mumu. What nonsense is this? This guy who was fine fell off a cliff because of one of the 4 great warriors? While he wondered, Mumu took something out. Will this work? Mumu turned over the jade plaque and showed it. Mumu. On the back it said his name. Seeing this, Seo Yong-chu was unable to believe it. He had always believed that the child named Mumu had died. And unable to understand, Mumu asked, "You said that I died by falling off the cliff at the hands of the southern blade of the emperor. Can you tell me what you mean by that? How can this?" Do not be surprised, I want to tell you. At Mumu's words, Seo Yong-chu said with his fist aimed at him. You might not believe it. The man said he threw a little child off the cliff with his own mouth. His own mouth? So the man explained it, and, the moment they were puzzled, Seo Yongchu understood their confusion and continued, "We left you alone." Seo Yongchu knelt down and bowed. And he said, "Lord, even if you do anything, I have no intention of breaking the promise I had made. As I said before, please kill me if you want to hear that story from this mouth." Mumu frowned at those words he couldn't understand. And Seo Yongchu said, "Do you think that I wouldn't have known just because you came in a different form?" Hearing this, Mumu finally understood why he was acting like this. This man thought Mumu was actually his father. At this, Mumu scratched his head. "You are misunderstanding something. This subordinate does not. I am not lying. And the person you think of me as was handled yesterday." What is this? Kong Mui clicked his tongue and told the puzzled Seo Yongchu, "You will not believe this." "I didn't either." "What are you talking about?" Like he said, "We are not the damned vessels. He and his vessels all died at the hands of this guy." Chapter 168. Great Guardian. Part 2. Seo Yongchu, the Great Guardian, now had an expression of confusion which showed he didn't really understand. Killed him and the vessels too? Did he actually understand what they were saying? At his reaction, Mumu scratched his head. He doesn't seem to believe it. At those words, Kong Mui licked his lips and said, "Would you believe it if it were you? Is there anything to not believe in? I am just saying, you are just oddly strong." Kong Mui clicked his tongue at the attitude of Mumu, which he could never understand. Actually, the reaction of Seo Yongchu was quite normal. Although the vessels of the man were known to have a part of his soul, he must have known that they cannot match the full extent of the man. So who would believe that a kid of his killed him and all his vessels? Furthermore, wasn't the role of Seo Yongchu to protect the man who just got killed? What is this? To him it was confusing. On the contrary, he thought the kids were joking. At first he thought the man had recovered his vessel, which was the best outcome to him. So he thought he should wait. But, he knew the man he followed wasn't the kind to joke like this. A man of pride and arrogance due to his strength would never do such a thing. Shoo! Seo Yongchu looked at Mumu and Kong Mui. Despite losing an arm, he had been the second in command 17 years ago, and even the 4 great warriors were not able to openly subdue him. This man identified himself as young Lord Mui, and he is truly known to be skilled, but this one, no matter how much he tried, he couldn't feel internal energy from Mumu. It seemed like he was just a first-rate warrior. So how could he joke like this? Was there something he believed in? Let's just test him. Seo Yongchu made up his mind and was ready. Despite the jade plaque being shown, no matter how he saw it, the actions of the man were too far to be accepted as his lord. Tack. He stood tall, and then Kong Mui asked, "If you really don't believe him? If he really did handle the vessels of him alone, he would have to show it, and if so, he should show it to me." Show? Kong Mui glanced at Mumu. Seems so? But how do I show? As soon as he said it, Seo Yongchu released the internal energy in his body. Ju. As he raised the internal energy to the maximum, the wind around him began to tremble in all directions. The eyes of Kong Mui shone at the force which made his hair stand up. This man had been around for a long time. As the second in command, the martial arts he was known to have were truly amazing, since many lost their lives to him. So it wasn't just a rumor. At this level, it was unclear whether Kong Mui could win even if he used the 3 types of chi he possessed. No, it wasn't unclear, he was bound to lose. And the man was worthy to be the second in command. And Seo Yongchu said, "If you took him down, it will not be difficult to subdue me." Ha! Pat. He sprinted ahead and aimed for Mumu. It was a swift movement that didn't match well with the giant body he held. Along with the after images he was leaving, he appeared right in front of Mumu and swung his fist. Giant defeat serving fist. Pong! A huge wave of blue moved in the form of a fist. And it looked like a simple punch, but it held the power of the first fist of Shaolin. But tat, quack 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 wang. And that blue fist energy moved to Mumu with the intent to take him down. The power was so strong that the valley was split apart. But Seo Yongchu doubted his eyes. Mumu blocked it, and with just his index finger too. It was an enormous blow, but he didn't even move back a single step. This cannot. He expected that if it was really enough to beat the vessel, he would be able to block, but what he showed was too much. Mumu asked, "Is this enough?" At that question, Seo Yongchu gulped, trying to calm his heart, and said, "Not yet." He did get a glimpse of the strength by blocking the attack with his finger. But from what he knew, each of those who had received a jade plaque had their own perfections. And this Mumu could be having the strength of body. And looking at the muscles exposed around the body, he felt sure of it. "Then what do we do? Try to take me down with a few attacks. Then I will be sure of it." His lord had taken him down in one hit. No, if the man set his mind to it, he wouldn't even need a second. At least, if this kid was better or equal to him, he should be able to see that much or something close to it. Subdue at once? If you can, it would be nice. It isn't so difficult, but I am learning to control the bands, so I cannot control my strength. At those words the man smirked and pounded his chest with his left fist and said, "I have the golden body arts completed, and this body of mine has reached the level of unbreakable. Now, even if I lose, I am confident that I will not be hurt." "Oh. Is that so?" "Of course, it isn't like I am going to sacrifice it all with my own." Clench. Mumu's right arm sleeve began to get torn as his muscles swelled up. Seeing that, Seo Yongchu frowned. It was because the moment the muscles of the right arm were swelling, he felt a strong sense of intimidation which he had never felt before. And at that moment Mumu held out his fist to the cliff, and as usual, the intense wind wave pierced the left side of it. Quack 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 wang. The wind pressure continued to spread, and though it was not enough to destroy the cliff, it soon pierced the air, and the clouds too. There was a hole in the clouds. Looking at this, Seo Yongchu's face hardened and Kong Mui shook his head. TCH, he should show it in moderation. Well, he thought that this much would be enough now. Looking at the dumbfounded figure of the great guardian, Mumu smiled. "Since you are strong, you can handle that much, right?" Gulp. At that question, Seo Yongchu gulped. He was surely amazing and skilled. But with just one punch, his body was sure to be smashed to death regardless of the technique he used. Seo Yongchu said, "Come to think, this is enough. Even his lord wouldn't be able to block this." And this didn't seem like a lie anymore. He actually felt bad for Mumu. "Is this enough?" "Yes." At Seo Yongchu's words, Kong Mui sighed and laughed. Anyone would have to kneel in front of this walking disaster. Weak. Great Guardian Seo Yongchu opened his mouth while looking at the bonfire in front of the cave. "You wanted to know about your mother?" "Yes." At Mumu's words, Seo Yongchu took a deep breath. Actually, he made a promise to his lord to never reveal this story to anyone. He almost met with death trying to keep the promise, but even his lord didn't try to kill him after he almost spilled it out. Maybe it was because he had been by his side since the start. No, the question asked was different now. What Lord wanted then was to know of the He family woman who wanted to act like a childbearing woman. It was one of the He family women who gave birth to Supine too. He turned to Mumu. "Right, if all the vessels are dead, then there is no need to keep the promise, and isn't the young lord good enough? Even if it was from the family of his mother, Mumu has the blood of the He family, and so they deserve the truth." Seo Yongchu, who looked at Mumu for a while, finally started talking. "Young lord deserves to know. You know about my mother?" "Yes." "How can I not know?" He didn't know about the other women there, but he could remember her so clearly. Unlike in the past, she was someone who followed his lord on her own accord. Even if she was treated the same as others, she considered him as her husband. Of course, to the Lord, she was just a womb to give birth. Was it not so? If you think about it, maybe not. The child she gave birth to wasn't a great vessel. Despite having no talent, Mumu was given a jade plaque. It was a truly odd case. I thought that at that moment he felt a little affection. She was a woman who made everyone feel nice, so with sad memories, he opened his mouth. Young lord, your mother is quite an odd person. She is someone who would never stop smiling no matter what. For real? Yes, and you are really similar. Mumu did resemble his mother. Seo Yongchu put another branch into the bonfire. Hey Harang. Your mother's name. Hey Harang is my mother's name? She is the elder daughter of this prestigious He family in Shaanxi province. Hearing about this mother for the first time made his eyes shine. It was the existence of the mother who he wanted to know about. No matter how carefree he looked, he was now trembling. Then my mother died in the castle that day? To that question, Seo Yongchu said. Young lord. Your mother is alive. Mumu's eyes trembled at this. What did he just hear? Mumu had learned of his father through many and assumed that his mother met a bad end. Mumu's voice trembled. What do you mean by that? It is as you heard. Your mother is alive. How? The day the castle was burned to ashes by the 4 great warriors. The great guardian recalled the memory. It was of a body being carried on the shoulders of Hong Warayan. Chapter 169. Great Guardian. Part 3.
An old memory fading up now. When the dominating hegemony was enjoying the peak of conquering the world. Chuck, the warrior who delivered the information, knelt down and reported, for the Great Guardian, the Spirit Illusion clan in Jiangxi province has surrendered. The Spirit Illusion clan was one of the prestigious clans in the Jiangxi province, and it was a strong clan with over 1,000 members. Destroying this kind of clan with their hands is good, but Seo Yongchu wasn't that happy. Great Guardian? Nothing. You can leave. The warriors who reported it bowed as he stepped back. Seo Yongchu just sighed. Clearly, this was good news for them. However, recently an odd feeling was creeping into him. Sigh. Seo Yongchu sighed and looked at the scroll with the word secret written on it on his desk. As Seo Yongchu looked at it, his first meeting with the Lord came to his mind. Wouldn't you like to come as my right hand and conquer the world? He lived it. So he gave up on the teachings of his teacher and went under this man as his right hand. Although everyone feared him, calling him a tyrant and arrogant, Seo Yongchu liked him and enjoyed the path he was on. But from some point, what he was doing felt so odd from the path he originally chose. Chuck. His eyes looked at the scroll and sunk at the task. Womb. For some time, his lord was referred to as Martial God, Martial Supreme. And this had nothing to do with their cause. After hearing rumors that there was a technique close to immortality, his lord began to show changes little by little. They eventually even killed the leader of the sect which was close to them for the sake of this forbidden technique. Is it true immortality? The secret technique, which supposedly transferred the soul of the body to one who shared the same blood. No matter how much he thought, this made no sense. My immortality means the immortality of dominating hegemony. The Lord pushed ahead in the world. Very few people knew about this plan, and Seo Yongchu was included in the list. Well, he had to be. It was a position that he had no choice but to know the happenings of the Lord. At first, it was assumed that the immortality would endure the eternal growth of dominating hegemony, so he was convinced that this was right. But lately, this plan was turning sour for him. Rumors were already going around about their hegemony. Again? I heard they brought women from the place they destroyed. Do you think that's all? It is said that even the brothels were touched and the decent ones were gathered. I think there are over 200 already. Does he intend to set up a palace for them? He didn't have to go far to know all this. With his skills, he could listen to the gossip around. And it was true that there were 215 women brought into the castle, and about 400 vessels were born from them. Among them, 104 were deformed kids due to the failure of the technique, and 246 were normal. Around them 40 died, due to the changing of souls. Sigh. Seo Yong-chu had no choice but to regret this. The image of their warrior, their lord, was not what he hoped it to be. Although violent, this was nothing humans would do.
Clench.
Despite repeated disappointments, Seo Yong-chu couldn't stop being loyal. But he couldn't stop feeling horrible either. Looking at the contents in the scroll, he headed somewhere. Not too far from the castle, a black carriage had arrived there. "You came?" Someone in a bamboo hat greeted him, and the man pointed to the carriage. "A few appearances. You must have received the report in advance, but it is a clan with a unique bloodline which he is looking for." Then he opened the door to the carriage. 2 women came down from the carriage, and Seo Yong-chu exclaimed at the beauty of the women, especially one who kept drawing his attention. She looked like a person who shouldn't be here. To think of her as just a womb, it felt bad. At that time, the woman with the best appearance raised her eye and said, "I am disappointed." Seeing the Lord's women come, he couldn't even be polite enough to take us. Was this how the dominating hegemony worked? At her words, Seo Yong-chu frowned. Didn't this woman not know why she came here? Occasionally, such women were there. At that time, she smiled.
What?
"Are you nervous? It is a joke." "A joke." Your size is distracting because it is huge. For someone this huge to be nervous because of a petite woman who is joking. "I am called Hei Harang of the Daedong Hei family of Shanseo. Next to me is my sibling. Isn't this child pretty too? It shouldn't be too much." This was his first meeting with her. The peculiar woman. It was said that she came here on her own. At first, he wondered if she came here not knowing about the purpose of them wanting women. But she knew. "I know. He asked me to give birth to the child he would like." Seeing him talk that way right at the first meeting, I got goosebumps. "Then you came here? I will make the man fall for me and turn him into a human." She came to make the tyrant a human. Seo Yong-chu smiled at it because of her boldness. Perhaps this boldness of hers might actually change him. And in fact, there were times when the Lord seemed taken aback by her boldness. How do you not find your way to a single bed? Do not bother me. Such a beautiful wife is a bother? Come and play with me. You. What? No. Everyone was afraid of the Lord, especially the women he used. But not her. She never was afraid and pushed past his boundaries. The Lord was annoyed at first, but maybe he thought it wasn't too bad. So despite not eating with anyone before, he would make time to eat and talk with her. Maybe it was really because of her that the Lord might change. But, what Lord? Throw away everything except for Supreme. But,
Lord.
The castle, young Lord. Not young Lord. Just vessels. Lord. If there is even one variable, throw it away. Everything except Supreme. You are my sword, so follow my order. That was the last command that the Lord gave to him before leaving the place and moving to what was now known as the final battle. He couldn't understand the order. Mount Song, which is known to be sacred grounds of the Justice faction, was gathering all forces, including the 4 great warriors. That was why, no matter how arrogant he was, he understood being prepared is a feature of his. However, there were countless kids who inherited his blood, although they were being called vessels, and Hei Harang, who was the only one who gets treated as human, is there, and there were other people there too. But he abandoned her too. Seo Yong-chu knew then. This man would not change. The actions he had with her were just on a whim. To him she was nothing but a womb to use. He hoped that the Lord would win the battle and come back. However, the result didn't end as such. He, who was known as the god of martial arts, was defeated in the battle against the 4. Seo Yong-chu, who received the message, couldn't hide his sadness and anger at the death of his lord whom he swore allegiance to. Whatever it was Lord. He wanted to run to Mount Song right then to avenge him. However, there was no way he could defeat them all, save Supreme. In the end, he decided to follow the order of his lord. He was the first to take Supreme and run. In the meantime, he heard news that the 4 great warriors invaded the castle. Seo Yong-chu fell into trouble at the time. The Lord's orders were being carried out, but she was still in the castle. Hei Hareng. The woman who made the Lord fall in love with her, Seo Yong-chu, liked her as a person. Why are you making such a sad face every day? Follow me and smile wide. Dash. Do you want to try smiling? Like this. Dash. Ahem. UK? Barely? What are you looking at when smiling like that? It is okay for a big body person to have a big smile. In a place where everyone lost their smile, she was the only light, and so the orders of the Lord were followed, but he couldn't leave her there. At the risk of it, he headed back to the castle, which was being raided. Weak. But by the time he went there, it was too late. He could only look at the burning castle. In the end, I couldn't. He lost his lord, and he couldn't even protect her. Even if it went against the order, he should have taken her. Seo Yong-chu felt horrible at this. He began to doubt many things, and when he was leaving, he came across someone who made him shocked. It was the southern blade of the Emperor, Han Warayan, a member of the royal family and one of the 4 great warriors. Han Warayan, the wicked giant. The two recognized each other right then. However, there was something which caught his eyes more. Hei Hareng. The woman on his shoulders, it was Hei Hareng. Han Warayan knew. Killing his lord and burning the castle wasn't enough, that he was aiming for the one woman his lord loved. He was enraged. Even if it meant death, he wanted to take her back. But... Stop. What? Stop. I am trying to save this woman. What? Seo Yong-chu, who was trying to fight, hesitated. What did he mean by saving her? Han Warayan said, in order to get rid of the aftermath here, we tried to remove those of his blood, but this woman couldn't handle it. What are you saying? There is no time now. I, too, am risking everything by saving her. A search is being conducted all around. That is why I am not going to fight with you. At those words, Seo Yong-chu raised his voice. Then put her down right here. I cannot do it. What? I am trying to save this woman because I was moved by her motherly love, and also because the father of her child is one who committed grave wrongs, which will come to find her. Crime? Under the pretext of justice, it is my regret that I threw her kid over the cliff. You bastard. Does that mean he killed the child named Mumu? Seo Yong-chu glared at him like he couldn't forgive him. But on the other hand, he didn't understand. Where is the need to talk about the mistakes committed as if confessing a sin? Han Warayan. Put her down now. I said I couldn't. Sooner or later. All of the remnants of dominating hegemony, including you, will be taken down. Then this woman will not live. At those words, he hesitated. Supreme, who was evacuated, would have to be taken care of. With the Lord dead, it was unknown what would happen with the future. Seo Yong-chu said in a low voice. How can I believe that you will protect Warayan? I will risk my life to save the woman as a means to atone the sins I committed. Han Warayan seemed determined for it. Seo Yong-chu glared at him. There wasn't any uncertainty in his eyes. Flinch. At that time, he felt the presence of many around. It seemed like quite a lot of skilled warriors were coming. Seo Yong-chun bit his lip. Go. I will take care of it. What? Make sure to protect her. No, my lady. If you promise that, I will take this to the grave. Great guardian Seo Yong-chu. Hei Hareng was the wife of his lord according to him, and Han Warayan was shocked. You will die if you stay here. I didn't say yes for your sake. It is for the lady to have time. Han Warayan's eyes shone at those words. Although they were enemies, he felt moved at such loyalty. I will promise. I will risk my life to protect this woman. Pat. With those words, Han Warayan took her and left. I hope you survive. He prayed for Seo Yong-chu. After he left, Seo Yong-chu tore off his clothes and wrapped them around the handle of the Poison Clan's weapon, the demon's spirit curved blade. Clench. To keep the issue hidden until he died. Seo Yong-chu had something to remember and smiled. It was an awkward smile which was forced by his left hand, but it was a wide smile.